About the sweeps having to earn their keep week after week, they'll certainly do that this time round.
Oh, this is really the test for them, not only getting out, but calling the shots on the way back in. Critical thing is getting out clean.
Runners ready to go. A lot of nerves here, a lot of energy being spilled out on the sand as they wait to test the surf. There's no greater sight than these boats in a big sea, let me tell you. With the adrenaline, they'll be running on that. Away we go. Wait for the tag. And off and running now. It won't really be that critical how quickly you get in the boat. What will be critical is to get to the front line of the white water and stay there first. Steve Swain, you can see there from the Sydney side, the Thunder, he's making sure that he's going a little bit wider. That's the right-hand top end of your screen. The national champions elected to wear helmets last week for the first time in the history of the sport, and what a day to be wearing for the second time. Well,
of all days that you would want to, this is it. Now, the lines are looking at now, the sweeps have to concentrate not only on what the guys are doing in the boat now, but what's coming.
On-board shot. Look at the power as they drive it through. Sweeps will be saying, we've got a bit of break at the moment. Keep it going. In fact, there's not that much to come. They've got one to get through now, most of the crews, but there's a big one standing up behind that. That'll break for them, though. Gently over the first one. Now they hit the big one. The big sets are starting to come. They might get a break after this. It'll be the crew that can hit. Steve Swain's seen it. Steve Swain's seen the break. He's already got his boys accelerating. In fact, Steve Swain's out. What a great bit of sweeping. Yeah, it's also the great advantage of being at the end that he was. He got out nice and clean. The best thing is they've got out dry as well, but it's far from over because there's still bumps. This can upset the rhythm of the boat as they hit these swells. I read it beautifully, though. He took him up to the first line. He saw there was a hint of a green wall on the end of it and drove him down. Now Meyer starts to chase him from the Adelaide edge in the Bulleye boat. He starts to go. The other two, remember, you've got to get home yet. You've got to keep it straight. Race has been shortened today, so they're not that far now. They're only about 30 or maybe 50 metres from the can. Then when they do the turn, they can almost climb on one straight away. And the important thing is in that turn's got to be clean. They've got to come around very quickly. If you look at the cans out the boys at sea, there are swells there now. Now, the first one that gets a crack at those clean swells can really get away from the rest of the field. Adelaide Edge now taken up to the Sydney Thunder. There's the line going into the turn. Now, this is where the skills of surfboat racing, you're going to see at its best. When they take a wave, the sweep will call the crew back. What that means, you'll pack them right down the back of the boat to keep the bow up. And it's so critical that the rowers go back in a straight line on the centre plank, because if they get offline, the sweep loses control. Swain goes round first. He also gets first crack at the swell, and that's one of the most important things. Looking over his shoulder, seeing now which way is the swell coming. The Australian champions turning out. They've got a bit of work to do. Around they come. Jamie McKinless sweeping the Australian champions straight away on a little bit of a runner. The crew from Alexandra Headlands wearing those Gaff helmets. Australian product made in Western Australia, pioneered in Hawaii by Tommy Carroll at the big infamous pipeline. And they've elected to wear them each time they row. Now, bottom of the screen, Swain on a bump. Now, all these are, and they're not big swells at the moment, and they're certainly not dangerous, but what they will do is give the boats a lift. Steve just looking around, where am I, what's the best direction? Steve Swain having a look, talking to his crew all the time. He's up high now. He'll get up on what we call the chocks. Here's the swells coming through, and what that means is he'll drive for balance. Bulleye start to get a run for the Adelaide Edge. McKinless goes with him. All looking around behind them. Nervous energy. Already Swain on a little one. Oh, Swain on a little one. He's read the surf today perfectly well. There he is, drops him back. As I said, they packed down the back of the boat. Not as far back as I thought. Not a big wave. And right behind him, all on behind him. Terrific stuff here. And look at the way they're handling it. This is, again, the skills of the sweep, just calling the shots for these guys. Notice the bottom of the screen, he's left one of the crewmen in the middle of the boat just for the weight. Look at the power of that wave coming through. They're going to catch him. And look at the difference of Robbie Meyer. He was up there with him, and now it's sucked up on the bank, and Steve Swain's come off. He brings it back. Oh, what a bit of sweeping. Now he losing it once again on the edge, and you won't believe it. It's going to cost him a win. He's facing back out to sea. McKinless is going to bring him home. McKinless and out the back. Look at Robbie Meyer, comes sideways out the back. Whoa, plenty of action here. And they're full of water, no doubt about that. And look at this, Jamie McKinless gets them home.
The Sunshine Marlins bringing it home now. He's one of the row. Just got up now. That's a great finish for those guys. Chaos in behind.
Second place, and Swain goes yet again for the Thunder. They lose it. Wow. I don't think I've seen Steve Swain slew more than twice in my life, and he's done it on one wave.
Yeah, unfortunate. There's their runner coming out now. Again, one of the rowers. They'd be disappointed. That, in fact, now knocks them out of it because there's only 2 going through as opposed to the normal rounds.
And look at this as they come in here. Looks like we've got an injured rower there. He's sitting in the boat, maybe just having a break. Let's hope he's okay. First place went to the Sunshine Marlins. Jamie McKinley, superb. Second place went to Western Suns. Third place, the Sydney Thunder.